What's up, guys? So, in this particular video, we'll be discussing if Spiti Valley is still worth traveling to in the summer of 2025. A journey to Spiti Valley is not for the average traveler, it is for people who like offbeat travel, and it's definitely not a place which tourists who like comfort will enjoy. So, now diving in, if you've been scrolling through Instagram lately, you'll definitely have seen a lot of content, especially videos and photos of Spiti Valley, namely Key Monastery, Chandratal Lake, and a snow covered paradise. But this is in the winter of Spiti. The summer time, Spiti is a completely different place. Even though it is cold, there is no snow. It is barren, rugged, brown mountains that cover the entire landscape of Spiti Valley. Now, what makes Spiti Valley so special? The name Spiti itself means Middle Kingdom because it's perched between India and Tibet. Unlike its more touristic cousin, that is Ladakh, Spiti Valley remains relatively untouched, making Spiti Valley a perfect hotspot for adventure lovers, photographers, and those seeking a spiritual reconnect with life. Now, what makes Spiti Valley so unique and different? It's the stunning high altitude landscape. So, Spiti Valley, the average altitude that you'll be traveling to is anywhere between 12,000 to 14,000 feet above sea level. Comic, which is a village in Spiti Valley, is known as Asia's highest village with a motorable road, which is roughly at around 15,000 feet above sea level. And like Comic, there are roughly around, I would say, 5 to 6 villages which are above 14,000 feet above sea level, where you can actually go and spend a night in one of the homestays in these villages, which is unlike any other place in India where you can stay at such a high altitude. The next is a rich Tibetan Buddhist culture. Every place you go to in Spiti Valley, you will find a monastery, and the most famous ones are the ones in Tabo, Dankar, and in Key. The night sky in Spiti Valley is out of this world. In places like Dankar, Demul, Langza, you'll be able to see the galaxy with, I would say, on an average no moon night, a person with the naked eye will be able to see at least a minimum of 15 to 20 shooting stars, and this is way too many for a single person to see in a lifetime, which they will see in a single night. The road to Spiti Valley might be challenging because it's a long journey and it's an uphill climb for most of it, but at the end of it, it is definitely rewarding. Now, keep in mind that Spiti Valley in the summer, the temperature in the night time will drop to, in some places, even -5, -6, but it is so worth traveling to in the summer. Spiti Valley is more of a summer destination than a winter destination in all reality, because it's during the summer that you can explore every bit of Spiti Valley rather than just staying in Kaza like in the winter days. Now, why summer is the perfect time to visit Spiti Valley? We have broken it down into 4 parts. Number 1 is the weather. By default, the summer weather is warm in the daytime and pleasant and cool in the night. So the daytime temperature will range from anywhere between 10 degrees to 25 degrees, while the temperature in the night will be from anywhere between -5 to +5. The skies are clear. It's a great time for photography, and it's an even better time for night gazing. But remember, even though it's warm, you still need your woolen wear, and you definitely need UV protected sun glares because Spiti Valley is harsh terrain. Number 2, all the roads are open. So when you're traveling to Spiti Valley in summer, you can enter via Shimla and exit via Manali. You can camp at Chandratal Lake, and you can witness, I would say, the beauty of Spiti Valley is in the villages which are cut off during winter. So the villages like Dankar and Demul and even Pin Valley become hard to access in winter, which are easily accessible during the summer months. Number 3 would be a homestay in any of these villages. Spiti Valley is not about going to the valley and staying in luxurious stays. It is about living your life with the villagers in these remote villages for at least a day or two. The advantage of living in with the villagers is that your life, which is so materialistic, will change and transform and become a lot more content. You wouldn't really care about the material aspect of life, but you'll understand and find joy in the simple things in life, because the people in these villages of Spiti Valley have a connect with nature and live a life which is completely content with what nature and the surroundings has to offer. There is no wants, no greed, other than just simple and humble living. Number 4 on our list is by default the adventure that comes with Spiti Valley. The road trip to Spiti Valley is without doubt one of the most adventurous road trips that you will ever endure and take in India. The road, especially from Losar rather, to Chandratal, and from Chandratal to Manali, is one hell of a road. It is unpaved, it's a dirt road which just has rocks, plenty of water pools around. So, by default, no matter who you are and where you're coming from, you're gonna have a bumpy ooh and ah ride when you're going through this. It's not much in terms of kilometers, but the fact that the road can never be made and it's unpaved because of the river keeps it really interesting and keeps the adventure bit going on about Spiti Valley. How do you go about planning your trip to Spiti Valley in summer? In all reality, you need a minimum, I would say, of 8 to 10 or 11 days for Spiti Valley to do justice to the beauty and the experience that the place has to offer. So by just running in and just staying maybe in Chitkul and in Kaza, which most people do, end up staying 3-4 nights in Kaza is and going sightseeing to Pin Valley, Langza, Komikikim, that's not the real Spiti Valley experience. The real Spiti Valley experience is when you're actually going and staying a night in the village of Tabo, Dankar, Demul, Pin Valley, in Mud, and in Langza, Chicham along the way. Because when you're staying a night in each of the different villages, you're experiencing a different bit of Spiti Valley from each of these villages, and what happens is at the end of your journey, you're going back more enriched as compared to just staying in a hotel in Kaza, which is run by somebody from outside Himachal, which lacks the flavor and authenticity of what Spiti Valley has to offer. Now, important travel hacks when you're traveling to Spiti Valley in the summer of 2025 are as following. Book your accommodation in advance if you're planning on staying in Kaza or Tabo, because these are two places which usually are always flooded with tourists. If you're staying in the remote villages, it is okay for you to just go there and stumble upon a homestay owner who will give you shelter for the night. Carry cash from the city, because by default, even though network is there and UPI works, in case of a downtime, you'll be stuck with money loaded in your bank but no way to pay, because ATMs are there in Tabo and Kaza, but do not rely on them. It's always better to carry cash. My personal recommendation is, per person, if you'll carry 10,000 in cash, it's more than enough, and using cash only in emergencies when you cannot pay online. Travel light is a third point. By default, do not overpack. You can always pick up a souvenir t-shirt which says Spiti Valley on it, which will add to your collection. And do not carry too many woolens for summer. Just a couple of jackets are more than enough. Number 4 would be respect the local culture. Do not trash the place by leaving behind plastic trash. Whatever you have, put it in a garbage bag, put it in your vehicle and take it back to the civilized world. But do not leave it back in Spiti Valley, because it's killing the ecosystem. Stay hydrated is the last point in our pro tip, because by default Spiti Valley is a cold desert which is arid and dry. So by not staying hydrated, you will end up falling sick because of dehydration. So on an average, try drinking at least minimum 2 liters water per day. Avoid buying plastic packaged water. Carry a bottle of reusable water bottle from home, which you can keep refilling at every stay along the journey. Now when it comes to the budget, the breakdown is in basically 3 parts. Transportation for a private vehicle for a 7-seater will be anywhere between, I would say, 25,000 to 50,000 depending on the duration of your trip. Stay, you can keep an average of 1,000 to 1,500 rupees per person, which will include your breakfast and dinner. Lunch on an average you can keep anywhere between 100 to 300 rupees per meal, because food in Spiti Valley isn't costly. Now the final verdict for Spiti Valley is that, is it still worth it in the summer of 2025? And it's definitely 1000% worth it for anyone who's looking for an offbeat destination which has spirituality, which has hospitality, which has an experience of a lifetime. If someone who's lost in life and is seeking a life-changing experience, looking to rediscover life and find your zeal and zen in life again, then head to Spiti Valley in the summer of 2025 and your life will be very, very different. Just do not stay all your days in Kaza. Spend your nights in different homestays, which will make your trip meaningful.